Here in Devon at Plainmoor tonight, Torquay looking for any kind of victory. They're 0-0 with unbeaten York City. Let's find out what Paul Buckle thinks. He's now with Rebecca.
Paul, did you feel you got better as you went on in that half?
Well, I certainly think we created the better chances of the half. We just didn't put them away. It was the same Monday. We've just got to keep the faith and keep pushing on and go for the win. You know, the performance is there. We just got to put the ball in the back of the net.
So what exactly have you said at half-time? Any changes?
Just keep going. York is still dangerous. Just keep going. You know, keep playing with some vigour and something might break for us.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Cheers. I'm going to go and see if I can have a quick chat with Colin Walker over here. Let's have a quick chat with him. Colin, quick question. What did you say at half-time?
Just like the first 30 minutes, we just went into a little bit of a shell and we allowed them to get on top of us a little bit. And we just need the start we had in this half as we had in the first half, and I think we'll be okay.
Thanks, Colin.
So, Torquay in all yellow. Haven't scored a goal until tonight in any of the first half of their matches. That record has continued. They won't worry when it arrives. They just need it to arrive. But Paul Buckle quite upbeat there, Parks.
He certainly was, and I think he's got to remain positive. He doesn't want to get in the downer too early. He wants to keep his players on a high, and they just need a lift. They need someone to go for them. And as you said before, Steve, they'll take any kind of goal at the moment in time. They'll take anything off anyone's shin, ankle, bottom, anything, just to get it in the back of the net and just lift the players. And again, I'll say it, lift the fans, and the fans need something at the moment in time. Very subdued at the moment.
They started life in the Blue Square Premier last season on fire. 8 wins from their first 10 games and just 1 defeat, including a thumping win at the eventual champions Aldershot. Just 4 points on the board so far from the first 15. York have 9. They conceded 4, but they've only scored 6.
Just wonder how long Paul Buck will leave it before he maybe makes a change in the front line. He's got Matt Green sitting there, and when last time we saw him against Edgefleet, he came on, he was quite lively. Roscoe Desane is causing problems with his pace. I just wonder the injection of pace with Matt Green up there with him, if that can just make a difference. So this front line at the moment for Torquay just seems lacking. It just needs more energy, and it just needs someone closer to Roscoe Desane as well. Matt Green can do that with his pace.
Free kick to Torquay then.
I think Ben Perkis was sure it was a free kick. He looked at the referee a bit bemused.
Hodges' delivery. Caught header by Greaves, back in by Hargreaves.
I'd just like to have seen just Hargreaves, even though it's his weaker foot, just have a go at it. Just anything could happen. Take ricochets around the box. Just try and hit the target and see what happens next.
McBreen. Forward by Mansell. Cleared by McGurk.
Just looking at York City, the one thing we do know about them, they're going to be a difficult side to beat. I'm sure Colin knows that those extra points away from home, I think I'm talking about 3 points really, could make the difference in making the playoffs at home. I think they'll take quite a few points at home. They're always going to be, they were difficult last season to beat at home. I just think they need to start really pushing themselves a bit and trying to get players forward to try and get that goal or those goals away from home. That's where you win the league. That's what Aldershot won it last season. Away from home, they were looking at 3 points.
Here's Desane. Super challenge by McGurk. Still not clear though. But then Parslow made sure it was for York.
Again, Desane is on his own, but he's having a fight up there. Not often we see him starting for Torquay. He's made an impression so far for Torquay.
It's his 4th appearance this season. 3 goals in 19 last season after his move in January from Accrington Stanley. Robinson. Carlisle back to Robertson. Here's for handball, not given. That's with Mark Robinson in the left-back position for York. Looking for the run of Farrell. Brodie is down off the pitch after that earlier challenge.
There's been quite a few times Richard Brodie's got too involved. I mean, I think that ball went out as well and didn't really get touched. I don't think him and Robertson are having a little bit of a ding-dong. That was a flick out there by Robertson, but I just think Richard Brodie's making too much of it. Stand up, be strong, just go and prove you're a better player. That's what he's got to go and do. Not lie on the floor looking for fouls.
It's been an ongoing battle all evening, that one. Good challenge by Hargreaves, then by Mansell. Still comes to Greaves in the York City midfield. Rusk was almost on the end of that ball from Perkis. Offside flag is up against Ben Wilkinson, the son of the former Leeds United manager Howard.
It's good to see Wilkinson making that run, and again he's onside. It's another bad decision by the assistant referee. It's definitely onside. Right, okay, he didn't get the touch, but it was another good run. That's what we need in the game, really. We need midfield players to get involved. Otherwise, this game's going to stay as it is, a stalemate at the moment in time.
There are the latest odds. 6-4 the draw. 0-0 at the moment, just as it was in the league here last season in the fixture. Torquay yet to keep a clean sheet in their first 5 games.
Well, Steve, even last season, we never expected Torquay to keep clean sheets. It was all about the goals they scored. Opponent scored 2, Torquay would believe they could score 3. That's the way they played the game.
Forward by Perkis. Away by Ellis for Torquay. Mustafa Carriol. Torquay will just like to get him involved a little more.
Just needs that little bit of confidence from him at the moment. He needs to keep doing things good and that just lift him.
Here's the energy of Mansell. Got the cross in as well. Away by Greaves. Back in from Woods. Header from McGirt and a push by Desane.
I just think the same was offside again. I don't think it was a foul. I think the fact he's come from another offside position to try and attack that ball. He's been a little bit lazy in getting back into play again, Roscoe, at the moment in time. Done a lot of it in the first half.
Still awaiting our first goal. But in our 5 live games in the Blue Square Premier this season, we've seen 8 of them in the second period. So just don't go and put the kettle on just yet. It's a massive night for Torquay. The longer it goes, the more anxious they will feel. Hodges with the clearance. Farrell is in here. Brodie points to where he wants it. It's still Farrell, and he showed too much of it to Woods in the end. It was excellent defending by the Torquay centre-half.
Certainly was, but I just think that Farrell gave him the opportunity to get back. He could have passed it earlier. He could have got his shot off early. In the end, he took too long. Richard Brodie screaming at him at the moment, saying, look, you could have given it to me. But when Craig Farrell's in that position, you just always believe he's going to get a shot off, and you see him take it. He wants to get it across with his left foot. He doesn't. He comes to his right, miscontrols it. But in the end, Steve Woods does well just to get his foot in there and block it.
Hodges with the free kick towards Sills. Spectacular clearance by Robinson. Back in from Sills, then away by Parslow. Header from Mansell. Hodges got a knock there. McBreen. Look how quickly York get bodies forward when they have possession.
That's the difference there, side away from home as well. They're the team who are taking the game to Torquay when it should be the other way around. We should see Torquay getting forward. Should see the midfield players flooding forward as that ball goes in towards Roscoe Desane. They should be at least thinking we can pick up the pieces. If Roscoe doesn't actually catch hold of it, keep hold of the ball, we can pick up his little bits.
Hodges to carry on. Paul Buckle mentioned to us in the first half that they have to be patient tonight. That's certainly proving the case.
Well, it certainly is at the moment. You just need them just to offer a little bit more. Torquay going forward. I'll just ask Carry On Carlisle just to push on now. Go and ask questions of the fullback. How deep are they going to go? Or are you going to leave me alone? Or are you going to keep pushing forward? Just to open the game up, make it wider, and just try and give more space in midfield for the Torquay players to try and get on the ball and to find them as well.
Let's hear again from the Aldershot manager Gary Waddock, who won the Blue Square Premier last season. Still 0-0, Gary. Have you noticed any change?
I think York are quite happy the way the game is at present. It may need a change by Torquay for them to have a spark and get themselves a goal.
Do you think Torquay have to be a little bit more positive and take a chance or two the longer this goes on?
Yeah, I think the longer the game goes on, you know, they'll probably be a little bit more nervous because they're on after the 3 points. They're the home side, you know, and at the moment York are quite happy. Their away side look quite solid, but it might need a change.
Thanks, Gary. Fair to say we didn't see too many 0-0s when we featured his side in the Blue Square Premier last season.
You'd never believe there was going to be a 0-0 when they played Aldershot. They just went forward, and I don't think there was anything home or away. They still always played the same, really. Just always believed that they was always going to score a goal. Got so many players forward.
Still didn't score as many goals as Torquay, though, which makes the start to this season even more baffling. Here they go again now with Carry-On. 3 in the penalty area. Still Carry-On. First time he's really got behind the York City defence.
That was better from Carry-On. At least he actually made the attempt to get behind his man. He had a one against one opportunity and he took it. Just a little nudge by the fullback. Actually just forced him off a balance and he couldn't get the ball across the box, but that's better. See him, he's going at him, he's saying, go on, I'm going to try and put you on. And Ben Perkis just giving that little nudge so he couldn't get the ball across the box. But that's better. I'm sure he'd be thinking, must have a carry that I can do that again.
Forward by Woods. Sills challenging with Parslow. The referee has given a goal kick.
He's not happy at that one, but first of all I thought Carroll took a kick at Ben Perkis, but if anything he's given a goal kick, but I thought it should have been a corner. He's followed the ball. It's Tim Sills' challenge, and see him, Perkis is just trying to let it run and he actually kicks it against his stomach. It's a corner. Decision's not going Torquay's way at the moment.
Woods, much to his frustration, has been penalised. It's a York City free kick. York tonight, if they were to win, can go level on points with Cambridge and Salisbury at the top of the Blue Square Premier. Woods with the header away. The save. Thinks he's won a corner, and this time he has.
Oh, that was a tight call, that was. The assistant referee and the referee together. And again, Roscoe Desane again calls him problem. He gets on the back man. Every time he gets it, he's trying to run him, stretching that York defence. It just needs the midfield players to join him. Anyone deserves a goal tonight for Torquay, it's Roscoe Desane.
He has one already this season against Crawley. Plenty of bodies in the box for this corner. The referee wants to speak to somebody before it's taken, and it is Desane, along with McBreen. Carlisle takes it. Parslow first to it. Bags of experience there from Mark Greaves.
It was well shielded. I think he was just waiting for his goalkeeper. He's actually saying, come and get it. I'm holding him off. I can't hold him much longer. Not many players have done that in that situation. They'll just clear their lines.
Approaching the hour mark. Still goalless at Plainmoor. Given away by Greaves to carry on. Well, he beat his man, but took the ball out of play.
He's just not having a lot of luck at the moment. When he's had the opportunities, which have been few, he has had a go at it, but the easy things he's finding very difficult. Taking the ball out of play a few times this evening.
Good play by Desane again. Caught by Greaves, the referee says play on. Carlisle finds Tim Sills. Now Hargreaves might open up from here. It's Hargreaves deflected and corner to Torquay.
Yeah, and that was better again from Torquay. Had a load of bodies there to pick up the pieces, and again it falls to that man Chris Hargreaves. Just hits the back of Parslow in the end. Goes wide, but that's definitely better by Torquay. Bodies forward, that's what's caused the problems.
It's got the crowd alive again inside Plainmoor. They know it's an important night. They know what a goal would mean to Torquay United. Here comes the corner. Hooked away in the end by Ben Wilkinson. Really troubled York from set plays so far. That will be Michael Ingham's.
That's one thing, unlike Torquay, they normally were very good last season at set plays. A lot of it was down to Kevin Nicholson. Obviously he's not playing tonight, but still they've not affected the goalkeeper tonight with anything from set plays.
Will be the more content team at the moment.
Oh, without a doubt, but I just wonder if Colin said earlier, I just wonder if he's thinking about 3 points. Makes such a difference to get them up there with Cambridge. The
And Salisbury Parks.
And Salisbury as well, keep forgetting them. They've had a fantastic start to the season, Salisbury.
Culminating in a smash and grab raid here on Monday to take the 3 points after Torquay had missed a host of chances.
Sure they'll have 1 or 2 of them this evening. Haven't made enough so far.
Free kick for York. High one towards McGurk. He got a touch, but he couldn't direct it goalwards.
He doesn't seem too happy, Colin. Doesn't seem too content at the moment. Most managers will take the point away from home, but I just think, looking at the way the game is, he must be thinking himself, we can get something here.
Well, we talked about potential Torquay changes, and Paul Buckle is not leaving it too long in the second half. That is Danny Stevens getting ready to come on.
One thing about when Danny Stevens does get the ball, he's always looking to cross it. He's going to need bodies in the box, but he doesn't always look to go past players, just gets half a yard and just whips the ball in.
Mansell. Now Carlisle. In from Robertson. Hargreaves had made the run. Sills will try and keep it in. Mansell to Robertson. Now Carlisle. Good turn by Desane. Carlisle wants it back, and it wasn't a good enough ball to find him.
Oh, the idea was good. It was just all about just the end product, and it wasn't good enough from Roscoe Desane. Used his body well to turn his man. Just could not find Wayne Carlisle.
Ellis will let that go for a goal kick. And it'll be the cue for Torquay United to make the change. 21-year-old Danny Stevens. In his second season at Torquay is going to replace Mustafa Carriol. His third start in the Torquay shirt is over.
Yeah, just hasn't done enough. He's got a few little good things, but not enough. hasn't really caused enough problems in that final third. Danny Stevens, given the ball, can cause problems by looking always to deliver the ball. Clever player on the ball. Ben Perkis will find a different calibre of player up against him now.
Mans, keep us shaping there.
Sills with the flick. Hargreaves won the second ball strongly. McGurk missed it. Now, plenty forward here. Wayne Carlisle. 4 yellow shirts in the penalty area. Over them all. And then Stevens! First touch! And it could be a golden touch for Paul Buckle and Torquay United. They have the breakthrough, and it's the substitute that's done it.
Not only the substitute, but the smallest player on the field finds space in the box to half volley the ball into the back of the net. Clinical finish, but how does he end up on his own? Could have been the fact he's come on a sub and no one was actually taught about picking him up. But it's about the ball into the box. It was early. Enough players in the box to cause the problems. Danny Stevens, great first touch off his chest. Half volleyed into the back of the net. Not a chance. Not a chance for Michael Ingram in goal. Took his first touch off his chest and straight into the left-hand corner. Fantastic finish. And there it is again. See it again. It's just a clinical finish. He's pleased. He needed that. And he's got what he's needed, so the Torquay fans.
What a substitution, because Danny Stevens had only been on the pitch for 40 seconds. It's his first goal since last December. And it really could be a golden goal in terms of this season for Torquay United.
Certainly could be, but it's just about now. They hold their nerves. Don't want anybody out there to get nervous. They need chasing the game. They need to pass the ball better now. That's one thing they have to do, keep possession, ask questions of York City. Are York going to change their game plan? Are they going to push 2 up front now? That just might leave the opportunities now for Torquay to really push on.
Here he is. Again, Carlisle down that right-hand side. Oh, Desane didn't get hold of it. It's come back to Carlisle. Mansell has a corner. The offside flag was up, so it'll be a free kick.
It's just a shame Wayne Carlisle got in a good position last season for Exeter. We would have seen him driving at goal. That's one thing we would definitely seen from Wayne Carlisle. Doesn't opts out of it, and he's just gone just half a yard offside. Lee Mansell. Earlier he tried to play Roscoe Desane. It was always going to be difficult for Desane to actually strike that ball across his body.
Mansell. I bet he wishes you could just blow up now, get the 3 points and get going again. There's still under 23 minutes to play.
Certainly is, but just hoping now his players are lifted. That's what he wants. He wants the players to lift and rise to the occasion.
Well, it was his substitute that got the goal. Colin Walker's response is a double change for York City. Onome Sodje and Simon Russell are coming on, and while they do, let's hear from Paul Buckle.
Well, as they say, an inspired substitution.
Yes, it felt a Danny, you know, it's sometimes it happens here, but I feel our pressure deserved the goal. We've just got to try and look after it now, but not sit back. I don't want us to sit back, but we must look after it, so.
You can hear the tension in his voice there. Who would be a manager in any league in this situation?
Best time to be a manager is when you're winning games.
He's only done that once this season. Wilkinson finds Rusk for York rather. Good goalkeeping by Pope.
Certainly was, he was alive to it. Never really got hold of it, Russ, just that miscontrol, and that allowed Michael Pope to get there first.
York still waiting to make that double change for the last 20 minutes or so. A late decision by the referee's assistant on this near side.
Certainly was. I just wondered if all the ball was off.
So this is the recent signing from Kidderminster, Simon Russell and Onome Sodje, who are coming on. Ben Wilkinson is the first York City player to go off. Russell will replace him. And Craig Farrell is also departing. So it's a third York City appearance for Simon Russell. And Farrell's replacement is going to be last year's top scorer, who's been restricted to 4 substitute appearances so far this season, the 20-year-old Onome Sodje.
This will definitely add a little bit more appetite. I think he'll go now to a 4-4-2. Simon Russell will play on the right. Saw him a few times playing for Kidderminster last season. Very industrious, high-energy player. Loves the ball to his feet. Does not stop working. Interesting that Lee Hodges will handle him if he gets the opportunity to run at him.
Sodje now up top, alongside Daniel McBreen. Change of personnel and the change of shape for York City. They're behind. Torquay, who've lost their last 3, are in front. Carlisle to Sills. Greaves disappointed at that decision. Foul on Mansell. Torquay free kick.
Yeah, this is their strength, or was their strength last season from dead ball situation. Kevin Nicholson would get onto him. But now we have to look at now, there's a Lee Hodges out there.
Carlisle's delivery. Danny Stevens went that in the air ahead of Simon Rusk. Cleared in the end by Brodie. Parslow having to make that. Now concede the throw.
Yeah, the reason why he had to concede the throw because Tim Sills chased him all the way down. He didn't make it easy at all for Parslow. Otherwise that was going out for a goal kick. Well done, Tim Sills.
Not just about the goal scoring.
But at this moment in time, Steve, it's about just keeping the lead and everyone working hard.
Stevens the goal scorer. And his third ever goal for Torquay United. I think it's suffice to say that at this moment it's his most important one.
Could end up his most important one, as long as the scoreline stays the same. You know, one thing we know about Danny Stevens, given the ball, he's got quality with the ball. Just don't see enough of it. Regular enough as well for Torquay.
Russell. Crunching challenge with Ellis. Poor header by Greaves. Carlisle, Sills to his right. Thought about the shot, then did go for it. Dipping, but just not quite enough.
That's the Wayne Carlisle I remember from Exeter. Wasn't even thinking about what he's going to do next. Knew exactly what he wanted to do, and that was a strike at goal. Comes to him off a poor header by Mark Greaves. Straight away, head down. Just wants to take a strike at goal. Got his foot around it. And I tell you what, it wasn't far away at all. The ball moved in the air as well. It was always going to be a difficult one now for Ingram to get near.
Carlisle scored 5 goals for Exeter last season. 3 of them were against Torquay. Simon Rusk is now being replaced by Niall Henderson, the 20-year-old Irishman. His 5th appearance for his new club. So all 3 substitutions made by Colin Walker now. Sills with the flick. Hussain trying to get in between again. Carlisle. Still with the Irishman. Back to Robertson. Cleared by Robinson. Hodges with the clearance. 1-0 is a horrible scoreline, but they'll hope to hang on to it. A reminder, the huge games keep coming on Setanta Sports from the Premier League this weekend. You can see if Arsenal can bounce back after the defeat against Fulham. Newcastle, their opponents, 4 o'clock with all the scores on 1. And then Andorra against England in the World Cup qualifier, the only place you will see that. Fabio Capello's first competitive game in charge on the 6th of September on Setanta Sports 1. Woods with the clearance. McGurk with the header. Henderson dispossessed by Mansell. Torquay searching for that second goal. Just a little bit of comfort. Right idea from Desane. Quite the right execution towards Stevens.
Yeah, just overhit the ball there for little Danny Stevens, making that diagonal run. Straight ball diagonal run by Danny Stevens. Good idea.
Robinson for York. That would be a goal kick to Torquay. So 3 substitutes are on for York. Let's find out what their manager's thinking. Colin Walker with Rebecca.
Colin, all 3 subs on. What's the game plan now?
You just got to get something out of it. We didn't come out of the blocks at all second half. We've got a bit static. We've allowed them to get the ascendancy, and we've now got to try and change things to get something out of the game.
Do you feel you deserve to get something out of the game?
The second half we've not been as good as we were in the first half, but we've still got time enough to do that.
Thanks, Colin.
York City having a go. Torquay, the slenderest of leads. Mansell. A little short from Desane. Henderson won it back, but Green is onside. Only Sodje with him.
Should look to his right. Simon Russell was free. Itching to get into the game, itching to have the ball at his feet.
Wait, 2 legs of 4.
You could feel a slight nervousness at 0-0 in the crowd. Now you can feel it at 1-0 because they're dreading that they're going to give this away. Horrible scoreline in some ways.
Certainly is when you're desperate to get that win, that first win under your belt. Always becomes very, very anxious. Even to the best of sides, this can happen to.
Greaves in a forward position. And a Torquay goal kick. A little edgy because, including last season, those home fans have seen their side take only 13 points from a possible 27 at home. Just the 1 win here against Woking to show for their efforts this season. Just to make it even more nervous for Torquay fans, they've conceded 8 goals so far this season. 4 of them have come in the last quarter of an hour of their games. So stay right with us. Always when Torquay are playing, anything can happen.
That is right. We know that well from last season. At the moment in time, their back four have held well, held their line very, very well. Not really giving York anything to chew on at this moment in time. You have to remember though, York were playing a system that didn't really give them opportunities to get forward. Final third was quite poor from York.
Here's Sodje for York. And still, looking for the quality cross. Straight at Greaves more than anything else.
It was a good clearance by Greaves as well. Took it well away from the goal he was looking to go towards.
Stevens. Let's talk to Gary Waddock again, the Aldershot town manager who won this league last season. Did you make substitutions like that, Paul Buckle, first touch?
Not as good as that, no. But we said that he might need a change, you know, for him to get a goal, and he couldn't have timed it any better, really. About 40 seconds, his first touch, and they're 1-0 up.
And Colin Walker's made 3 substitutions now, Gary, and he's gone 4-4-2. Is that the right thing to do?
Well, I think so, yeah. But, you know, as long as if Torquay, drop off deeper and deeper, it's going to invite pressure on them. So they've got to be brave, hold a high line, and make sure that they don't drop too deep.
Thank you. More from Gary after the game, of course. While he was talking, Matt Green has come on for Roscoe Desane for Torquay.
Yeah, I can see the idea of that, but I just wonder if he should have left Roscoe on. He was causing problems. I would like to see him and Matt Green at this moment in time looking to get him behind this York City side who have to come forward.
They're coming forward now with Greaves. He was trying to find Brodie. He was desperate defending by Torquay. Brodie was unmarked in the penalty area there. They still haven't cleared it. This is Sodje. Back to Robinson. Having a real go now, York. In from Brodie. And away by the experienced captain, Chris Hargreaves.
What a fantastic position he took up, Chris Hargreaves. Got himself across the near post for anything come on. He was in the right place at the right time. This is not what they want, Torquay, at the moment.
Inside the last 10 minutes, touch from Poke. Flag was up anyway.
Yeah, they've invited pressure, as Gary mentioned. That's not what they wanted to do. They allowed York to get on top of them. York are getting in wide areas and crossing the ball. We saw Sodje just earlier. We see Richard Brodie just doing it then. Can't allow the ball to come into the box too easy. Torquay at the moment. Keep stretching York, force them back. They've got to keep squeezing on. That's why I just thought maybe keeping Roscoe and Matt Green up front could have been the actual one that actually maybe won the game from.
Forward by Mansell. Green is now chasing this. Parslow back to his goalkeeper under pressure. And Ingham did well to deal with that. But is out of the stadium from the York City goalkeeper.
Yeah, he weren't the best. He dealt with it really, really well. You can see it was not the greatest of back passes to him. He had to run about 3 or 4 yards and throw his whole body at just to make sure he got good contact.
Big 10 minutes ahead for York to try and get into this game. Torquay desperate for a win with their noses in front. Green chasing this.
He's ran offside, Matt Green. His start position was a bit like Roscoe Desane. He stayed in there, didn't get out quick enough, and as the ball comes forward, he gets himself back on side, but the damage was done earlier.
Side flag was up there as Sodje tried to get on the end of the second ball. That's what his introduction gives York now.
Certainly does, and maybe if he'd been on earlier, it might have made a difference, but hindsight is a fantastic thing. But it does always gives that edge. Sodje always looking to get behind, plays on the shoulder. Him and McBreen had a very successful partnership last season when McBreen was there on loan.
Green trying to get on the end of that. And again, Ingham had to be very, very alert to come off his line. Mark Robinson. Parslow. Now Henderson, one of the 3 York City substitutes, hit it straight against the legs of Sills. Won it back though, as time ticks on. Come back in the second half of games this season, York, to gather 8 points. It shows good character in the second period, and they need to do it here at Plainmoor as well.
Needs something to get at this resilient defence of Torquay. Steve Woods, Mark Ellis have done really well in the centre of defence. Again, we see Steve Woods.
Challenged by Mansell. Are you happy with Mansell and Hargreaves in the centre midfield for Torquay?
Definitely gives it a lot more enthusiasm, gives it a lot more energy and desire in there. That's what they were lacking the last time he was here in that middle. But what it does as well, it gives them those players who can maybe now and again make that run forward, as you know what Chris Hargreaves can do.
Quickly taken by York towards Brodie, who won it. Balls behind Sodje though. Play on, says the referee. A little over 6 minutes of normal time remain. Greaves. Henderson takes over for York. Perkis. Russell. Decent delivery. Greaves was trying to come, and in the end it had to be headed behind by Robertson.
Well, Mark Greaves should have scored that. Michael Pope would come out far too late, unconvincing. Mark Greaves should have scored that, just there for him. Very unconvincing, Michael Pope. For the first time, that wasn't good goalkeeping at all. He was trying to punch it, the ball was so low as well. Should have seen it earlier, should have come and taken it. Allowed the ball to drop too low before he made contact with it.
Still his clean sheet. What would be his first in his second spell back at the club is intact. Brodie and Robertson getting spoken to. Here comes the corner. Desperate defending again, this time by Mansell.
Certainly was, took up a good position, good contact on it.
Here it comes again, headed away by Sills doing his defensive duty. And Henderson did well to get in front of Green. It came off Hargreaves. Sodje. Sills. Torquay is sitting deeper and deeper here.
It's a dangerous game to play, that is, allowing the ball to come in towards you. Should be squeezing up, keeping away from the goal, not allowing too much time to get balls into the box.
You can just feel around Plainmoor at the moment. All the fans thinking, please just blow up. Let's get the win and let's get the 3 points. But they're not there yet.
He needs good concentration now. Needs a good professional job to finish this game off.
McBreen's touch, then Brodie's. Here's Sodje! They're not there. It's a super strike from Onome Sodje. His first of the season, and with less than 4 minutes left, it's drawn York level.
Oh, that just first started. Steve Woods got a little bit too tight. Lee Hodges was found wanting, caught out position. See the ball going into Steve Woods. Went far too tight, was never going to win it. Runs off of Ellis. Good finish. I don't want to take too much away from Sodje, but I have to talk about defending first and foremost. But Sodje's finish was absolutely first class. Did not give anybody a chance to get near him. He hit it so early, catches out Michael Poke, and that's another substitute scoring the goal. Not too happy with the performance, he'll take the point.
Onome Sodje, last year's top scorer for York City, with 14 goals. I'm not so sure any of them were as good as that, though.
Well, we didn't certainly see one struck like that.
And that is York City's first shot on target all evening. And just as Torquay's luck at the moment, it's finished up in the back of the net.
It was just, again, it was bad defending, that's what done it. Steve Woods went far too tight, was never going to win the ball, could have just dropped off. The flick on would have just almost 9 times out of 10 would have come to him. Richard Brodie in the end puts it in the path of Sodje and allows him the opportunity to finish like he did.
Is there another late twist left in this one? Russell. I suppose when things aren't going for you, the opposition, their first effort on target, and it flies in for a goal of the season contender.
That's the way it seems to work, Steve, and it's happened against Torquay again. Worked so hard to try and get those 3 points.
And that's now 5 goals Torquay have conceded this season in the last 15 minutes of games.
Well, I'm sure Paul will be looking at those stats and asking questions. It's concentration and it's decision making. It wasn't a good decision by Steve Wood to get too tight to his man.
Can they come back? Green. Hodges. Full ball by Mansell, played comfortably by Greaves. over the top. Green is chasing, and still. Again, he's a big figure, Michael Ingham, and he's been very quickly off his line all evening.
Oh, he certainly he's very sharp off his line. He read it really well, and he took it really high up in the box as well. A yard and a half maybe from the front of the box. Good positional sense by the goalkeeper.
Sodje's on the run again here, and he's in ahead of Ellis. And in the end, it's a free kick for Torquay, but that was another awkward moment for the home side.
Certainly was an awkward moment. He got up really quick there, caught up on Mark Ellis. In the end, Mark Ellis was quite lucky because Sodje miscontrolled it and allowed him a second chance to get back on the ball.
The next important number is going to be the added minutes, and it is 3 minutes for Torquay United to find a goal to secure only a second victory in 6 games this season.
Have to look at them. It's a step forward. If they only get the point, they've been better at the back. One little slip has cost them dearly so far. Been better in centre midfield. It's just up front. Need to make a few more opportunities, and if they do get the opportunities like the one had early on in the game, which was there for Desane, things could have been different.
Henderson. Tell you what, York aren't sitting back on a point here. Sodje was pulled back there. The referee says play on. It's a foul by Ellis and a silly one on McBreen.
They're the ones that cost you. It's that little bit of professionalism that you need at the moment in time, and they're not showing it. Torquay at the moment just needs to stand his ground. He jumps far too early. Say Daniel McBreen used his experience there just to stand his ground.
Almost half of stoppage time gone. And another nervy moment for Torquay. Michael Pope organises his wall. There's only 3 men in it at the moment. Henderson and Perkis are behind it at the moment for York. In from Perkis. It was, he was trying to head it back across goal.
It was always going to be difficult. That was not the greatest of free kicks, not much thought went into that. It was always going to be difficult for McGurk to head that back across goal as he's running away from the ball as well, and he needed great strength in his neck to get anything on the ball across the box.
Seals with the flick. Green inside the last minute of stoppage time. Stevens, whose goal looked for large parts of the second half like it might secure the vital 3 points. Cancelled out by this man Sodje, in some style too.
So it's going to take a hell of a goal at the moment to beat that one. Goal of the season. Great finish the way he took it so early.
Matt Green, flag is up though. And it looks as though it's going to be another night of frustration for Torquay United. This could well be the last action of the night now. And it'll turn out to be a very good point for York, and a very frustrating one for Torquay. There's no win for Torquay. The 3 straight defeats are over, but it's just 1 win in 6. And Onome Sodje's spectacular strike ensures a 4th straight draw for York City, which means they remain unbeaten in the Blue Square Premier.
Thanks, Steve. Chris, it's not a defeat, but I'm thinking and I'm assuming you're feeling pretty gutted by that.
Yeah, we're not getting a look at the moment. We got a few last-minute goals, something we need to work on. The performance was better, but, you know, last season we were on a roll. This season we've got to dig in a bit and show some character, and we will do. As I say, there's some pluses, but obviously we're getting punished for every mistake we make, unfortunately.
Why is that? Why do you think things have changed this season, Chris?
Well, that's football, isn't it? You know, when you get your highs, it tends to come back and kick you in the, you know. But it's something that, you know, we're not too worried about it. If we were playing very badly in the last 2 games, you know, it would be a problem. But we haven't. At least we've asserted ourselves on the game a little bit. We could have taken our chances maybe and seen the game off, but that's life.
Lee, their only shot on goal, they went and scored. You must have thought that the 3 points were safe tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's always the way. That happened to us again Monday, and we've got to learn from our mistakes. At the end of the day, it was one ball over the top again that's killed us. So, I mean, don't take it away from the lad. It was a great finish from him. So, I mean, we're gutted it's a draw, to be honest with you.
Where do you go from here? Can you use the draw to kick-start the season?
I mean, a point's a point at the end of the day. I mean, we'll take a point at this moment in stage. We're not playing well, but at least we're getting better, as Chris said. I mean, it's a big step, to be fair. We just got to be challenging the big boys now. So we got to get going, really.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, we've got to see that goal again. The man who scored it is with me. Onome, we're going to show you the goal. Have you scored a better one?
No, I don't think so. I just watching it now. I came from the keeper, straight from the keeper, and those 2 flickers from Macca and Brodie, and I was going to take a touch, and I just thought, why not? Just hit it first time.
What were you thinking at this point? Thinking the space is opening up?
Yeah, I called for Brodie to flick it on, and I was expecting him to flick it through, but he flicked it wide, and I just thought, why not just hit it? And I hit it in there.
As sweet as you like.
Yeah, it was one of them ones. If you catch it, it goes in. If you don't, then it goes over the bar, and everyone cheers you on and go away. So.
Is it sweeter as a substitute?
Most important thing, we got the point really, and you know, it's a long way away from home to travel and not to get something out of the game. So. Happy with the point, yeah. Okay,
your manager, Colin Walker, is next to you. I'm just going to pass the mic over. Colin, it wasn't the greatest performance, possibly, that York have had this season, but you'll take the point, won't you?
Well, it's what I've just said to the players. It's a team effort. You know, Sodje's come on and scored a great goal. We had a little chat about why he's not been starting, and if he keeps doing that, he's going to be playing more than in. What we've got now is a team that don't give up, and I think that's the biggest thing that we've got now. We've got 15, 16, 17 players now who really play for the name on the front of the shirt, not the back. And I'm dead chuffed that we got a draw. We didn't come out of the block second half, but I'm not going to stand here and analyse now. I'm really chuffed with a point.
But 4 1-all draws in a row, how are you going to turn those into wins, Colin?
Yeah, I think that's a point. I know that, but we're away from home. And I think the draws at home are the ones we've got to sort out. This is a great draw against a very good side. And
you've got a match at home. We're with you next Tuesday for Mansfield's visit and Billy McEwen's return. That'll be an interesting night.
It will be. Let's enjoy today, and we'll think about Tuesday when it comes.
OK, we'll see you then, Colin. Thank you very much. Thanks, Onome. Well done.